and abuse young children. And the people in Parliament, Westminster, the police force, the justice system, they're all involved in these secret societies, like the Freemason Lodge, where they stay here and murder young children, rape children and abuse children. Most of them are part of these secret societies. And this dirty scum place of a building behind us has probably seen some really, truly horrifying events, you know, get pushed on young children that have had to go through this. Satanic ritual abuse is real. SRA survivors, those that have been put through this at a young age, have had to go through real, truly horrifying events as a young child. They've been pushed into the system, taken away from their parents, and grown men do dirty, disgusting things to young children. Dirty, filthy, scummy, parasitic paedophiles, nonces and murderers, which reside in House of Parliament in Westminster. And young children are being trafficked and groomed by these perverts and paedophiles. And they meet in these places. These dirty, stinking parasites, they meet in these places. And to talk about us and what they're going to do to your children, take away your children from social services, they take away your children never to be seen again. And these men have their dirty way with your young children, these poor innocent children that are ripped away from their families. Freemasons, dirty, stinking paedophiles that run our country, that dictate to us. They're the people that are torturing your children and raping and abusing your children in SRA satanic ritual abuse events. It's disgusting. And no one's saying anything about it. Most of them in Parliament have their hand in this. They're Freemasons, most of them. Part of secret societies and these lodges behind us where all these true crimes are commencing. It's disgusting. This filthy, dirty things that should be dragged down. Don't goes down this dirty, stinking building. Rip it down, dirty paedophile nonsense. And most of the Met Police are protecting these people in Westminster Parliament. The ones that dictate to you in 3 years what was right from wrong. And the Met Police went heavy on us when we stood in the streets for freedom. They bad people, black and blue in 2020, arrested people for standing for freedom. Where's the democracy in this country? These dirty, stinking paedophiles that reside in this building behind us, and the ones that told you to stay at home, locked away from your family, murdered your elderly relatives with midazolam and morphine, and toxic chemical poisons like the COVID jab they forced upon you, the safe and effective booster, Boris Johnson said. Here's another fucking Freemason, dirty, stinking, scruffy-haired nonce. And Rishi Sunak's another one, a dirty, stinking Freemason nonce as well. All of them are. Are they going to be arrested? No, because the Met Police are going to let them get away with it. And I feel sorry for the police force, because if you've got children, you've got to tell your children one day you did nothing to protect them from these dirty, sinking secret societies that are murdering, torturing young children. Satanic ritual abuse is real, it isn't a conspiracy, and most people I can see in a crowd are laughing and joking, they think it's funny. Please laugh at your young children when you say you did nothing to arrest the real criminals, the real paedophiles that reside in high places, like Westminster and Parliament. Dirty, stinking, murdering paedophiles. The Western world are full of them. Dirty, stinking, murdering scum that have murdered people in other countries. Like Gaza, innocent men, women and children dead from the Western world corrupted government, USA and the UK, and they reside in this building.
Yeah, I know, that's what I need to do.
Poxy secret societies and think we don't know what goes on. What they do to us, how they dictate to us, dirty scum. They should be hung for the crimes they've committed, the genocide around the world. But the Met Police will stand there and go, we're not going to arrest the real paedophiles, we'll arrest the people standing for freedom. Like they did in 2020 when they wrenched people away from park benches because they were sitting having a bit of fresh air, a bit of sunlight. But you weren't allowed out. You only allowed out once a day for exercise because you followed corrupt government system. You won't arrest the real paedophiles and murderers, you'll arrest the people standing for freedom. Where is the democracy in this country when your own police force protect paedophiles and nonces? this place, fucking bulldoze it down, the dirty, stinking bastards.
Well said.
Only most of the zombies woke up.
Well, that was Aaron, and he really laid it on the table there. Look at the size of this building. How much would that cost? They must be making plenty of money. But it's not money we're discussing here now. We're discussing things like the Satanic Origin abuse, which goes on inside this building. It's got many cells, many holes, nooks and crannies where they do this Satanic Origin abuse and abuse of children. Children are trafficked from all around the world, let alone the UK, and they are brought here along with many other Masonic lodges in the UK and around the world. Are brought here and they're really tortured and they are murdered as well, and they're harvesting their blood as well. Now, if you know anything a little bit about Hollywood, about the celebrity status there, because they love the adrenochrome because it makes them look younger, you see, and that's why all the celebrities are involved in what is going on with this paedophilia, and things like this goes on in the Masonic lodges. Now, I said earlier about Jeanette Archer and other people that have been pushing the survivors and been pushing this message out. It's because of places like this all around the world that the children face, because they're being raped repeatedly, absolutely repeatedly, on slabs on an altar, you know, and like I said, they had things shoved up their anus, and they've been put on skewers and roasted and eaten. Probably very hard to believe for many people, but I'm telling you, it goes on in here. Lots goes on. The blood is spilled, and the children are harvested with their blood and trafficked in constantly. Now, there's lots of paedophilia all around the world, as we know. Lots of the government support it, and there's paedophilia there. There's paedophilia in the police force, Hollywood, the Vatican, everywhere around the world. We are surrounded by it. And these places here, and other stately homes in the UK and around the world, this goes on. It really is harrowing. What chance do children have in places like this? So I suggest a lot of you is you keep an eye on your children, because it's so easy at the blink of an eye to take your eye off your child and they're gone. It really is, and this is the problem, because they'll just be trafficked out the way, out the country, and you'll never see them again. And it is a massive money spinner. It really is. There's money to be made in children. It is the #1 money maker in this world, the children, because not only are they raped, abused, tortured and murdered without birth certificate, because children are born without birth certificates, because that's what they do, so they can discard them and throw them away like they're nothing, like they're bits of shit. And that is not on, because it really is painful for everybody who has to go through this. We've got people here in our group here who have gone through a lot like that, so it must be hard for them to listen, so forgive me. But the thing is, if you're not watching what is going on, if you're not watching what is going on around the world with the governments and places, then you need to get on board, because it really is criminal at every level. And these sick, evil, bastard scumbags that are in government, that are in the police force, that are in the Vatican, that are in Hollywood, that are literally everywhere, in every walk of life, need putting down, need hanging, need stringing up, need to be out, put right in the middle of there, and they need to be stoned. They really do need to be put to death, really, because they are not worthy in this world to be in God's world, and this is the problem, you know, because God is all about love, and it's all about God and the inside you. Everything, love, that's right, it makes the world go round. And how you can harm a child, I do not know. I really do not know. If you've got any children at home sitting about or with you now, give them a cuddle and tell them how much you love them, and just squeeze them and tell them, you know what I mean? Because it is so awful that families have to go through all this, where their children are taken in places like this and never seen again. It's absolutely harrowing. And yeah. Recent love, yes, exactly. You know, God's love is in us all. Yeah. Say? Recent love. Recent love. Yes, brother. But yes, as the police stand there watching us, you know, in their forces, you know, there are people, and their list of names came out about the police forces, the paedophilia that goes on in this world, in there. So it just shows it's corrupt in every sense of the word. And the fact of the matter is, most of the celebrities are 33-degree Masons, and they're making a ton of money, as you can see the size of this building. And this is just one of the buildings. But what goes on here is absolutely not for the faint-hearted and not for anybody. And it should never ever happen in this world. It really shouldn't. And when this shift changes, and if people could get to a higher vibration and just understand what the workings of our own body was created in God's image, it will abolish all this paedophilia that goes on in this world. It truly is inside us to make this change. Our body is set up in such a way that we can rid all this paedophilia in this world. So I just want to say thank you for listening, everybody, but we really need to sort these guys out. Thank you.
Shit, you held the names on the ground. I know. Again. Sorry, bro.
Here we go, yeah, and we're on this Easter weekend and Good Friday, and we have a Lord and Saviour who hung on a cross because justice wasn't upheld. He knew that he had to do that, but we're still in a world where justice isn't being upheld, and we need to have that moral and righteous law for love to prevail, for justice, for peace, for the fullness of the Spirit, for the whole Spirit of love to be anointed, which is the meaning of the Most High name, Jesus Christ, who is our King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And so if our King Charles has taken an oath to serve the King of Kings, yeah, no, I know, but he's taken the King, so he's obliged to an oath. And he must uphold that law of the King of Kings, and that is what needs to rule our country, for thy kingdom come. And that's what we need for salvation and heaven on earth. And God has a promise for heaven on earth. And the heaven is described in gemstones, and those gemstones reveal the healing consciousness for people that have been abused, because there's no peace when there's been abuse. No peace. And so if God had a healing method, what would it be? Would it be based on science and chemistry? Chemistry not of the laboratory kind, but chemistry born in our blood, out of mind. How can mind do that, you may ask? And I will say it's a complex task. A complex task it may be to attain to thoughts that are heavenly. It seems to me we have lost the divine, who gives us the power to love all the time. In whom does it make a difference to create? Let me assure you there is no mistake. Only God's love teaches wholeness of mind. Only God's love teaches wholeness of mind. And so peace is actually a physiological state in our body. And so love is not a cortisol, and stress is not a cortisol. Well, no, sorry, stress is a cortisol. Stress is the cortisol hormone that creates the disharmony within our body. And so the end is the beginning of the word endorphin. The end is the beginning of the word. The end is the beginning of God's promise to end man-made trauma, grief and pain. The end is the promise of salvation. The end is the promise of rebirth. The end is the conscious healing message for peace and heaven here on earth. God bless. Jesus Christ is returning. The light is returning. The light of this world is here, and at this Easter time of resurrection, may that change happen now, because how far away is peace one day? One day then too makes life better for you and for me. Then we can have 3 and maybe 4, but more to live and to love in harmony. with self and with others, harmonious love, for harmony with nature and peace from above. The planets and moon mean peace very soon, so please do tune to the peace of love that excels all thought and makes home for the dove. Have faith that the good will conquer the evil, and that love will conquer the fear. It is so very near and clear that when love conquers all, man can walk tall. No need to conquer or blame one another. Then we can be a true community, with man united by the peace of love that excels all thought and makes home for the dove. Yea, peace every day is not far away. God does have a promise. Keep faith. Thank you.
One's just walked off to get a coffee.
Mason badge. Hey, can we all take a shit on this before we go?
I can't do it one hand.
The other one went to get a coffee.
Take a big dump on it.
Ask the police officer. Would the police officer mind doing it?
What you also do fucking summers.
Get in and help. Make some money worth. Make your money worth it.